I'm Lene, and I am auditioning for your web series. So, what makes me bold? One of the things that I think makes me bold is the fact that, well, for one, I have a gap and I wear glasses. So, got into a lot of bullying growing up. And growing up being bullied like that, you have to learn to bully back. Well, no, actually, you shouldn't bully back, but you have to learn to stand up for yourself, learn to, you know that you are important. And, I grew up in a strange household. Like, mom and dad didn't like each other, still married, nobody wanted to get divorced. It's weird. They, like, hated each other. So every time you walk in the house, you're like, Urgh. So, in that sense, you have to be bold in yourself and knowing, how do you find love? Does it exist? So those were things that I found, help make me bold. I'm very outgoing. All of my friends think I'm insane some of the time, and other times they just think I'm a lot of fun. Um, my cousin and I were like best friends, and we always joke about how we're twins. And she is the crazy one, and I'm the wild one, so I'm always up for fun, always out to have a good time. But I know, like, limitations. Always being like, well, maybe we shouldn't do that. And you have to be able to think like that in the moment of, like, the best time ever. To me, being bold is knowing who you are, what you stand for, and not really letting anybody tell you what you can and can't do. So, if you're uncomfortable in a situation, peer pressure. You have to be able to look peer pressure in the face and be like, nah, go away. And you have to be strong enough to do that. I mean, for some people, it's not a natural thing. I think it was for me. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can remember a time when it wasn't. But for me, that's part of what being bold means. And so if it means you make weird sounds all the time like I do, I have a loss for words and I make weird sound effects and talk with my hands, then for some people that's bold. Or bold could be growing up in an Italian family and you're loud and you stand for what you stand for and that is your ideas. That could be it. Or it could be, maybe you don't normally talk and you stand up for yourself. That could be bold. So to me, bold has a lot of different meanings, but it mainly is staying true to who you are. In my day-to-day life, the way I typically find meaning is, what makes me happy and what can make other people happy. So right now I work with children and they're the cutest thing ever. I work in a kindergarten classroom and I do the noon duty at an elementary school. And so it's fun because you can go and you can play with the kids and you can have fun and you can play soccer with them. Or I recently started trying to play football. I'm not very good at throwing. So, I mean, but just doing things like that, finding meaning. It makes them so happy that you're playing with them and not just sitting there telling them what they can and can't do on the yard. And in the kindergarten classroom, where I'm a TA, they just love everything you can do. You can be the silliest person that you could possibly think of. You can make weird noises. You can walk around like a duck. You can mess up your hair. So, I mean, just doing fun things. For me, the meaning of my life is just putting a smile on other people's faces, whether I'm having a good day or not. The way I would describe my relationship with my best girlfriends is crazy because we are three completely different personality types. I am the one who either doesn't say anything or won't stop talking, and I'm up for anything. The other day, I was coming home from work, and I just decided, my friends and I, we're gonna go out and we're gonna go to a costume shop. So I called my friend and I was like, we're picking you up. And then she was like, okay, well, I was doing homework, but alright. And I picked her up, and then we drove over to my other friend's house and knocked on her door, and we're like, we're going. And she's like, going where? You don't need to know, let's go. And she's like, okay, well, I have to find pants. So I'm the one who really just wants to go out and do things, and I want to have fun with my friends all the time. And I don't let people talk to my friends like they're crazy, because to me that's insulting to me and to them to just talk to them like they don't matter. So that's me. And then one of my other friends, she is so cute in the way to put her. Like, she's smaller than the rest of us, but she's very bold and so inappropriate. Like, because she's so small and so sweet and kind of innocent, people don't expect most of the things that come out of her mouth. And as soon as it does, you're like, oh, what? And we're gonna have to take a minute to be like, oh God, okay, time to recover from that. And with the other one, she's very refined and regal. And I like to compare us to the girls from Sex and the City, because that show is my life. I love it. And so we all picked, I kind of picked the characters for them. And so the best way to describe us and our personalities is, one of us is Charlotte. She's the one, my friend, who's very refined and doesn't like to talk about certain things, and things are cliche, but she's very mannered. The other one, I guess, would be more of a Carrie. She's very much a romantic, believes in relationships, very true to herself. And then I'm kind of like a mix of Carrie and Samantha in the way that I say what I feel, don't care, might care a little bit afterwards, but hey, that's life. um, in other things, about myself, I am an only child. I am very short. I am 5'3". I don't know if that's very short, but it's below the average height. To me, I feel short. Um, I love doing things. I'm up to talk about practically every subject. My friends and I talk about just about everything, from things going on in the world to the stupid things you see people doing in the restaurants. And stupid crap people say all the time on Facebook that you just look at and you're like, oh my gosh, do you have a brain? So I like to talk about things. I like having intelligent conversations that can be fun and smart at the same time. And so I feel like, this would be a fun and nice fit. Um, if you need anything else, my email is on the link, and I would love for you to send me some questions, or if you have any questions that you'd want to ask me, love to answer them. So please let me know. Again, my name is Lene, and oh, has it been tilted the whole time? Oh, I enjoyed telling myself a bit about you, or telling you a bit about myself.